Nuclear abolition and anti-war, 4-5-15. It's kind of mangled. Nuclear abolition and war. The two would associate themselves with each other. It's the same relationship between slave abolitionists and anti-war advocates of the 19th century or 1800s. Save the slave revolts and the lone act of a single Christian man in service of those humans in need. Apart from those two little things, the movement of anti-slavery went at the pace of slavery until it proved the role right or correct prophetically. And this is a brutal paraphrase, mangled as it may be. Quote unquote, I put still. They will hate slavery till it is gone. That's not really what it is, but that's what I put. So how's the nuke abolitionist movement progressing? Well, of the pathetic handful of recognized world religions, the leaders of those few exceptions still find false teachers or specific government actions or getting involved too much in the issue a greater threat than actually nuclear weapons. The leaders of the religions that cling to nukes, such as Billy Graham's empire, Charles Stanley, the Pope and his legions, the Gandhi family, yes, the direct descendants at that, the Russian Orthodox hierarchy, the Israeli Ayatollahs, the Mormon mafias, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Myers, the First AME congregation, etc., etc., etc. They're doing just fine. Now, of the NGOs that are not religious, as if, they are so concerned with trying to win over the religious, parentheses, believing them to be some kind of moral block or blob that moves towards good, close parentheses, that they coddle the very criminals who rely on them, rely on nukes, the religious people. The only country with nukes that are not armed and on hair trigger launching buttons is China. Rather than spend money on all that, theirs are disarmed and shelved, not even on a missile. And yes, you intelligent, wonderful, great, patriotic, dipshit, fucking idiot. They're still ready for assembly and arming. Wow. And the country most harassed relating to nuclear crimes is a country without one. Being so harassed by a country with an undisputed 3 to 600 illegally held ones. Where are the anti-nuke groups? Hiding behind the Holocaust. It all comes back to this, quote, after the doings of the land of the United Nations, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, what's the anti-nuclear? America, Europe, IAEA, G20, UN, criminal courts, ICC. You see where this is going? International law. Whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Leviticus 18:13. Till the anti-nuke movement moves to, in the very least, disarm the criminal. And this criminal is by the community's, the global community's own democratically determined ordinances. In one sense, this is to lie to the reader in that all nukes are criminal and pure evil, as are the hearts of those who serve them and rely on them. Close parentheses. Then how can the anti-nuclear movement ask a non-criminal state to disarm? It will either be the anti-nuke movement to disarm Israel, because that same chapter of Leviticus tells us why. It tells why Benunu was holocausted by his own people the way he was. He broke this Bible verse. Funny, all the suffering he faced was at the hands of men. Angry little men. Not God. Well, maybe to them it was God. And definitely to their children it was God. Every Israeli kid will know what happened, and Jew kid will know what happened to Benunu. It's in the Torah. That's why nobody else does it. That's not a concentration camp. Funny, all the suffering he faced was at the hands of men, angry men, not God. Well, maybe to them it was God. However, if it ain't anti-nukes, it will be the pro-war movement to jump in, just like slavery. So chew on that. It'd be nice Israelis do a South African move. Get rid of their nukes. But they'd have to stop killing Gazans, or at least treating Gazans the way the KKK has wet dreams about dealing with fill in the blank. So we know that's out, because the Bible tells the Israelis to kill the Gazans. When you listen to what the Israelis say is their defense, their verbal defense. The physical defense is alright. Tell you what, they can keep nukes. Israel, you can keep nukes. I will write such scathing truths, expose your nakedness, that if need be, I will help Israelis meet their God halfway and launch. I will paint Israelis, Jews, the greatest evil ever faced by mother and child. Before this century is over, Israel will either have pushed humanity into the sea and wiped us off the earth out of existence, or we will defeat them on their soil. These words can never be taken back, but they can always be taken in any context. I am not anti-war anymore. The Bible taught me to win, you must wipe out every male and female. If that's what God endorses, let His will be done. Let Israel be cleansed of the pagans that worship the Western Empire's military might, so that people who see God in the world can return. Of course, I don't want to be a terrorist, because threatening a criminal organization's aggression against the planet. No, 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 no. But I'm adding this paraphrase right now. I believe that my words will do more damage than their nukes. And only 20 to 50 of the illegally held nuclear weapons by the Jewish community on the planet. Because the Jews in America are complicit in this crime because they own the media. And the Jews in Australia, like Rupert Murdoch, who owns his media, who associates himself with this, even though he's not really a Jew. The Rothschilds aren't really a Jew. The Rockefellers ain't really Jews. Sheldon Adelson ain't really fucking Jew. Benjamin Netanyahu, actually he does look Jewish. He's as old. But they're one network. Oh, I'm gonna take, since Americans still pride and Jews are too scared to do this because they like Americans too much to offend them. I love taking advantage. Oh man, I am bad, motherfucker. So because Jews like to American dicks for the money, no, it's not the prostitutes. It's not for the money. It's because you're our friend. You're our friend. Oh, you're our friend. Oh, I'm going deep, baby. You're our friend. You're our friend. We don't need the money. Well, since Israelis and Jews support Israelis taking $3 billion out of the coffers of American pockets. And remember, only the poor Americans pay the taxes. Oh, this is getting horrible. Let me just get back to this point, because I'm... 20 to 50 of Israel's 400-ish. What am I going to say? What is 300? What? 600? What? 400? 500? What is it your business? It takes about 20 or 50 of those to Canaan the entire surface of the earth. Happy Passover? It is quite the identity crisis that I'm going to exploit. I'm going to do my little commentary here because what I've decided is, as the clown, I'm pulled in directions like the Lotus Sutra and the Bible. Y'all say the same fucking shit, okay? The Buddha. What else I got over here? I got more Buddhism right here. Nichiren. He's an echo of he's a Japanese Buddhism, India Buddhism, the Lotus Sutra, the Bible. I guess some other bullshit over here someplace, I don't know. But in all of these things, and in Freemasonry too, the notion is that when you know something, you're not supposed to tell. You're actually supposed to, I don't know, there's Buddhism calls it the people's capacity, the time, and the teaching. So, if you know something at the wrong time and you teach it, things go bad. So, when you get to a point where you break through and you could see the rest of the world, you're supposed to be quiet. Because you're supposed to have realized by the time you got there, you can't wake them up from the dream because it might turn into a nightmare. Well, my final analysis of all of them is fuck them. And what they've done is sustain by painting all these pretty pictures on what the fuck this shit is and focusing. See, what they all do is they focus on, oh, Buddhism, you attain enlightenment. Oh, Christianity, you get to fucking heaven. Oh, all that, you fucking reincarnate your next fucking life. That's my struggle. While there is, yes, there is a greater self that has nothing to do with any of this shit. But that's the point. That's what makes it the greater self. Is because the greater self is not involved, is not harmed, is not threatened, is not endangered, is not scathed, is completely absent. The godlike, I am above it. Because that self is God. Fucking work with the words here, people. The fact that that energy will access the world through this being and this mind is what fucking the whole thing is about. I don't know. I don't know how to fucking tell you how to get where to where or whatever the fucking shit is. But I do know this. They all fucking teach the same shit. Don't fucking say it unless everything's perfect. Well, you know what? When the clown comes along, all that shit don't mean shit. So, my last critique of, and if you get the impression that I'm saying by challenging the major religious figures, that I'm founding a new religion, okay, that's fine. I don't give a fuck what the fuck you say. It's as contradictory as it is from the fucking stance that I take on as many things as I can. It's the fucking emphasis of the mother. And however the fuck that works out, the only solutions I can offer you is this. If you're looking for a support network outside of the fascist construct of pure fucking evil, and you need to stay within a group, I can offer you this. Whether you like it or not, whether you can wrap your pathetic bullshit head around it because of the fucking hell that you're in, I don't give a fuck whether you get out of hell or not. I didn't come here to fucking hold your hand. I came here for a reason that I made up. If you can't figure out how to make up your reason, then that's the reason you're here. Nothing. As such, if you're looking for a type of a network in which you can participate with, I am not saying these are the only ones, as I am not all-knowing. Oh my God. I can only know what I've been exposed to. And then I can only think about it. As such, Rastafarians, and these are would-be challenges, Sikhs, you could pick indigenous tribes, Aboriginal, dream walking. If they have a modernized version of it, if they modernize it for you, that's fine. If it takes an effort to look for it, it doesn't. There's the internet. If you fucking modernize it yourself and scrounge it together, start there. I'm sure once you start the fucking path, that greater self, if you're connected to the greater self, it'll carry you through your destiny. If you ain't got that greater self, you're fucking dead already. What the fuck does it matter what you do? Think of all the billions of people on the planet. Oh, well, somebody loved them. Somebody remembered them. Oh, they must have done something good for somebody at some point. There's all this. They loaned somebody a quarter when they only needed the nickel. You know, this kind of shit like that. Pathetic little stupid shit that I do too. Think about all the mass people that fucking died in London over the years. The fucking terrible fucking hell of a horrible fucking sludge spot on the fucking planet Earth. And think of all the squalor that people died in. That's fucking reality. Those people from birth to death never meant anything. And still to this day, there will never be a moment where we remember anything significant about the fucking one moment of their motherfucking life. This is karma. They were born to die like that. Wrap your head around it. Wow. I'm not born to die like that. Bitch, that's karma. See how this shit works? Because they were convinced that they were born to live like that. They died that way. So, I will convince Jews they're born to die a certain way. They're born to die. See, they're running from it. I will go so far as to say, and this is just to be diabolical and cynical and fucking sadistic. Jews treat Gazans the way they inherently know they should be treated for the things that they're doing. Oh, how's that? Because if justice was violence, this is getting good. I'm fucking loving this. If justice was violence, then the truth be told, Hitler's a hero because in advance of the Jews perpetrating the crime that they're doing now against humanity, if he would have succeeded, we wouldn't be in this situation. Is that some fucked up shit? But the Jew will say, no, because he failed is the only reason we have a chance to protect ourselves. Oh, we get bad mama jamma, motherfucker. It all goes together. What happens is, I don't give a rat's fucking ass that the Jews are trapped in a dichotomy in which they have to either stay loyal to the corrupt, fascist social order that has been the bane of their existence, that has made their people suffer generation after generation, struggling for scraps and hoping to get some notoriety in a society just to have it all stripped away and fucking bombarded with more violence. I don't give a fuck, because everybody's in the same fucking boat. As sad as Jews are in the realm of what it means to be Semitic and how anti-Semitic Jews are and how disgusting, or how effectively disgusting the crown, which is the extension of Rome, which is the Bible, it is Roma, that is why they translated this shit. This is the King James Version. But I would like to note too, Christians don't put the King James introduction into, there's an introduction here. Introduction. But having been a Christian, or raised in fucking Christian hell, I've seen plenty of King James motherfucking Bibles, and I'm a very intrigued, interested, spontaneously catch my attention, fucking pay it, read shit. I've never seen the introduction of the King James Bible, or the original introduction, as from per King James. Christians don't like to face truth, neither do Jews. But my thing is this: the same thing that's gonna happen with my daughter. And call me as crazy as you want. This is how significant I am. I am not. See, the realm is, Jews think that somebody at some point is gonna come beg them, and maybe down the path I'm on, I'll figure out how to beg them and why to beg them. It won't be because they have nukes. Right now, I'm just at the point. I know, but just because you don't have to do something doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. This is the tricky thing. So I know inherently, no one should appeal to a criminal holding a hostage. Isn't that right? We don't negotiate with terrorists. What you have to do is you have to create a state in which the terrorist is confident, just like in Plato's Republic, that the consequences, you got to make the terrorists kill themselves. Basically, you got to bring it down to that thing. Look at here, look at now. We're going to make sure you live so that the extent of agony you face is beyond all measure. Your exit route from this point forward is to reconcile with yourself, go back away, let us have the hostage, and take care of your business. But don't think beyond this point. We are going to treat you with any level of what would otherwise be considered compassion or dignity. It's gone. See, this is where it gets very tricky. This is why you can't go down that route too. Because the only way that you can treat somebody in that kind of way, this is why violence doesn't work, is that you have to become all of those things that you're trying to turn them into, to convince them they are because of the things that they did. So this is the dilemma that we're at. But as such, I'm at the point where I'm not begging for shit. I'm using the writing skills that I have as an all-out fucking weapon of warfare. On a national scale, on a global human scale, on a human scale that transcends race and species, because I'm fighting for whales and dolphins and animals and horses and dogs and monkeys and apes and elephants, just as much as I'm fighting for Europa, as whatever that, however, that means something to me. So I will not write so that I hope to psychotically pluck a string inside of a dead heart. No. Because I know it's not a string I'm looking for. It's a percussion. It's that fucking electric shock. You think that's fucking nice? Hell no, that's fucking electric shock. So, the electric shock in this realm is going to be, I have the skill. It's too late, I've already done it anyways. So there's actually no turning back. But I can get better. I can just keep doing it. And the catch is, the way that Freemasonry use the G for geometry, and that's because the way that they say it basically is like this. The world is two-plane, and then the geometry makes it 3D. A cube. Or, oh yeah. No, I got it. Better, I guess. So the world is a plane, and then geometry makes it 3D. And they say that God is the process between flat and dimension or whatever. I'm going to apply that skill, but they don't know what the fuck it is. But I can tap into it and grow so that I can cover every fucking angle, every degree. And by the time I'm done, the world is going to be anti-nuclear, with Jews or without them. Happy Passover. Shalom.